Hi there and welcome back to the channel. So it seems like it's been forever since I made a video. This whole polar vortex thing or whatever it was called, sent all this snow down south, which was awesome. We had the fun snow party, but I couldn't leave the house for like a week, which was good because I started working on songs and finishing up things. But before the big snowstorm happened, I was in here for a couple of days working on the vocals for 20th Century Man. And so I'm going to make a video where I actually do that, but I wanted to at least get a good takedown. And I had planned on coming back like the next day, but then I heard, oh, there's going to be some snow or whatever. And I was like, well, it never snows in Georgia, especially here. We're in South Georgia, kind of closer to Florida and Alabama and all that, so it's even warmer. But man, it really snowed. And we have these cool luge toys that my mother-in-law got us a long time ago for the kids, and they work great. So we were able to snow sled, down our backyard, which is really awesome. But it kept me out of this space, but it also made me think about music in a different way. I kind of dredged up an old song during this week and reworked it. And the song has an interesting history. It was on a demo tape that actually got a lot of label attention. It was actually the demo tape that sort of got everything going for our band. And the original tape that had this song on it had gotten a lot of attention from MCA and Atlantic and several other major labels. But I remember MCA and Atlantic being the hottest for it. And then MCA offered us a demo deal, which is short of a record deal. That's where they send you to go record. I think they were going to send us to New York to record, and then they review it and decide if they want to make a full record with you. And then there was also a publishing deal with Polygram piggybacked onto that, and an offer to potentially have this song and maybe one other song called Low Hum in the movie Mallrats. Supposedly Kevin Smith picked those two songs as songs he would allow in the film, supposedly. I don't know for sure. I was hearing this from the A&R person from MCA, who was really a smart, nice person, but I don't want to say for sure because I can't remember the whole chain of events. But all that fell through when we didn't take that deal. We decided to push for a better deal. And at that time, MCA was, every time you'd tell people, like other bands would say, what labels are you talking to? Because it was like an obsession for everyone. Everybody was, trying to do that, get a record deal, and everybody else was, competing for one. But when you told people, oh, we're talking MCA or whatever, they'd say, oh, Musician's Graveyard. So the hot labels back then were DGC, anything Geffen related, but DGC was the alternative imprint, and Atlantic was huge. Anything Warner Elektra Atlantic did really well during the 90s, because Elektra had Metallica. Their A&R guys, Zootout, that guy was one of the nicest A&R people I've ever known. But anyway, this song was on a demo that got a lot of that kind of attention and got us record deal offers and all that kind of thing, and really took us a long way. It was just 3 songs that I wrote in a bathroom on a Carlos acoustic guitar. And the original song had this, it was just kind of like, it was just sort of a boring, power chord thing, because I was not a very accomplished musician, like, at all. So the original was like down here. It was like, try to lie still, fix your gaze on an empty wall, but you can't sleep, and your dreams always wake you up. Try my life, because I'm divorced from mine. Try my life, because I'm divorced. So that was the basic, power chord sound of it, and it's really low. It's like, try my life, And we had like a harmony and all that kind of thing, which was fine for recording. But when I found myself trying to perform that song live, or this song live, I really struggled because, you know, the band is super loud. We have a really loud, powerful band. Marshall full stack on 10. I'm playing, you know, my Marshall thing. We got huge drummer, like the loudest drummer, biggest drummer you've ever seen. Really loud Ampeg rig, you know, everything's just pumped. Back then it was a Trace Elliott rig. So everything's just loud as hell. And those kind of songs, vocally, just get completely buried. If you're singing like this, in the dark space, you know, that kind of thing, only if the band's in quiet mode, you know, like the stuffed chord quiet mode, and then the big loud explosion 90s thing, you know, that soft, loud dynamic that was so popular. I guess this song, I was feeling the influence of that and reacting and making a song like that too. But when we went to the chorus, the child of my life, just buried. The vocal just completely buried in all the mid-range of the guitars, the snare drum and the vocal and the guitar sort of just compete for that upper mid and lower mid and just the mid-range. And they'll completely overwhelm it live if you're not able to get over the top. So my new version, I'm singing higher and pushing harder, so I don't have that problem. And because back then all I could do was just this kind of thing. I've made it more interesting musically, at least for me, by using unison chords and bringing it up, you know, quite a bit. I'm not sure, I guess like 2 full steps to start it. No, 1 step to start it. So we were here, now we're here. So, and let me just show you on the guitar. Do I have this plugged in? No, I got it in standby. Let me just show you musically what the part sounds like, and then I'll just play it through this thing so you can actually hear, you know, the song. All right, so this is the guitar, how the guitar sounds now. Original version was like this. The new version. Sorry, I dropped my pick. The new version. Another little part that goes something like that. So it goes from being just a stuffed power chord down here it's more interesting. Now, that song appeared on the demo that we made with Jeff Tomei. Jeff Tomei was the guy who engineered the Smashing Pumpkins Siamese Dream record. So we were able to go right into that studio and make that demo with him right after he recorded that. And I actually got to use Corrosion and Conformity's gear. I used their triple rectifier to, oh no, it was a double rectifier to record the rhythm guitar tracks. But anyway, that recording was really good, but it sounds just like this kind of stuff thing. Then we made it a record with Jesse James Dupree of Jackal producing. He was the producer of that record and our manager at the time. And we made that record, and that has a version on it which is slightly different, where he kind of had some production ideas that sort of changed the arrangement just a little. My version now changes everything quite a bit and adds some new melodic information. So actually, let me now plug in to this setup. Hold on one second, I'll be right back. I'll plug all this into the Zoom, and then I can sing and play at a reasonable volume so you can hear the melody change of what how I changed it. Hopefully this will give you some confidence on taking some of your own material and reworking it so it's not something new and fresh. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm out of the Marshall and into the Zoom. I've gone directly into the Zoom in input 1. I have it armed, and I'm in clean, the first one, number 00Z clean. Any of these will work. I just wanted something where you could hear it. And I think the clean one sounds better with this kind of wiggle stick thing. Okay, now, remember the original song goes like this. Try to lie still, think you kiss on an empty wall, but you can't sleep, and your dreams always wake you up. Try to So even in here you can see this low volume guitar is already fighting with my vocal, and it's sort of low and smoky, kind of getting lost, just sort of blending with the guitar and just buried. Also, I added a little pre-chorus bit between this and then the my life. So that little there's now a little pre-chorus thing. Okay, so remembering that version, watch this. I think it's a major improvement. And you still have the payoff of the chorus, everything's still there. But now when I sing, I'll be able to lift with the band, I'll be able to sing over the drums, sing over the guitars, you'll be able to hear my voice. And there's more melodic information, and I think the vocal is more dynamic. Instead of being da-da-da-da, all quiet, it's more like rambunctious and soulful. You'll see. All right, here we go. to sing high, yeah. And then this part. Alright, so that was all scattered about, but you can get the idea. The verse is try to lie still, fix your gaze on a empty wall, but you can't sleep, and your dreams always wake you up, always wake you up, they always wake you up. Always make you talk my life, because I'm divorced to mine. Talk my life, because I'm divorced. And so on and so forth. So the first time I started it, I couldn't remember the words, so I played it 2 times through. But I think I'm going to only play it 2 times through at first. The rest of the times I'll just do it one time through. Yeah, I'll just start right after 1 time through. I'll give a little intro thing of... and then start the vocal, because the original song was all about, you know, getting to that vocal quickly. Let me just show you once again what we'll have with the real guitar. This tone, not this tone. Also do the loud, you know, the quiet, the soft loud thing, like something like kind of. I think the heater just came on. I'll be right back. Okay, I got the heater off and turning that microphone off. The heater turned off, and during that time period I started working on a drum beat. But I think you get the idea of what I've done with the tune. It's an older song that we actually had some success with as far as it being on a tape. But I never liked playing it that much because I couldn't lift off vocally, and I don't know, I just started getting bored with the construction of the song. Just felt like it was sort of, one-dimensional. And I just feel like now I have better skills, so why not revisit some of this material and make it really good and make it something that is, more now, or at least where my development, not as far as trends go, but more as far as my now development, like where I sit as an artist or as a technician or craftsman or whatever, trying to make music, with the skill set that I have. So I think it's an improvement, and it at least makes the song more interesting for me. Hopefully it'll make it more interesting for the viewer, for the listener. And I think it's going to be more musically dynamic. And it also made me go back, and there's 3 songs. So on the first record that I did, I had 3 songs that were kind of unfinished songs from our band that I always liked, but they just never got finished and were never recorded. And so I put those on that record. So it was 7 new songs plus those 3. Well, here I'm going to have 7 new songs, and I've got 3 songs that are kind of in the same boat. That one was a successful song. It was on a record, but it wasn't. I feel like it's better now that I've made more out of it, and so I want to re-record. I want to record that version because it's like the now version. So that version can still exist, but this version can be, the new version, the now version. And the old I haven't even played this for the band, my band members. They may not like that new version, and they may never want to play it. But they may feel the same way I do, that it allows more of a live dynamic than the old version did. Because I'm sure they felt frustrated by that too, like it just didn't lift off. Because we did stop playing it, at a certain point. And I've noticed that when we've had our reunions, it's never brought up or played much. Other songs that are easier, that come across live better, are played, and that one just sort of gets, kicked to the curb or forgotten. So I think it's an improvement on it, and I was thinking about a couple of others that I could do, and that would allow me to finish this album. Like I wouldn't have to be waiting to write new songs. But what that does put me in position for is I've got 4 songs now that I've got to just record. So I've got the song that I just finished, Exciter, which I still dig, and I'm ready to record that one. This song, Try On My Life, re-record that, or the new version of it, and then 2 other songs, either those songs that I was talking about that I feel like are strong, and I play them live all the time, so I would like to have a recorded version that's a now recorded version, because that's the other goal, is to get out and start playing live again, and the other guys want to do that as well, so making our foray into that. But I would like to have all the material recorded that we actually play in our set, so that when you hear the little record and if you see us play, matches up, like, oh, this song is on this record, this song is on that record, and they play it in their set. So it gives me a lot to do, and it makes me feel like I'm kind of out of that messy middle of making a record where you're just sort of trying to get through it, and especially just recording it by yourself. Somebody came on and mentioned how long it takes to do this when you're doing it by yourself, and it really does, because now I've got to come up with 4 drum parts, and get them recorded. So what I'm going to try to do is just maybe do at least 2 of them while I've got everything set up. So do 2 songs, drums, and all the other parts, bass, guitar, vocal, then do 2 more like that, and be done with the record. Meanwhile, getting other things going as well, hopefully moving towards a live performance soon with that band, because that band's like a whole nother level, the original band. My Dynamite Death Chair experience is just me playing. It's like a 3-piece thing, and I just, guitar-wise, cannot hold up compared to what Mark can do. It's just like a whole nother level. And then, John's drumming, Alex's bass playing, and all their other, just all the people coming together, with that history, makes some kind of crazy stuff. And then it's like super loud and big. It's like, so we got to find, we don't have anything going right now, so you don't get the best shows, but we need to be at bigger places, because the kind of places I can get gigs in, we're almost like too big for. But that's the way it goes. You always have to start. Every time you go out live, you got to start from nothing and just try to work it up again and get it where you can get a consistent, following. We would have slam dunked all those record deals back in the day. We wouldn't have to worry about developmental deals or all this back and forth thing that we had to do with record labels. If you have a large following as far as your crowd goes. I don't know how it is nowadays, but back in those days, that was the end. If you could put asses in seats, you had the record deal, you had everything. So that's the bottom line. And the way you do that is you consistently play, you consistently record, and you consistently return to the towns that you have success in, and you just keep going back over and over again. So like all parts of rock and roll, it's just a lot of hard work and dedication. All right, so hopefully everybody out there is working on their songs and going through and unearthing all their older material and making it new and vital again, and getting it to where it can be heard by new ears, instead of just having it sort of live in the past, like stuffed in a closet somewhere. Get all your old stuff and get it revitalized, because most people that are on these Zooms came from 4-tracks and cassette recorders and old open reel tape machines, and you've got all kinds of stuff laying around that you can dig up and start working on, and like the cool stuff you used to do in the 90s or the 80s or the 70s or whatever it is, or the 2000s or the 2010s. There's so much time going by now, I don't know what era or decade we're in. So anyway, if there's anything I can do to help you out with technicals or anything, just contact me. I want to help people. That's my whole thing. It's just the interaction with other humans. We're all making music. There's no desire to pitch anything or do anything except interact, learn things, and have fun. Next time.